Alright guys, today we are going to be reviewing the new Agm Rattler V2. This specific one here is a TS25 by 256. In a minute I'll show you guys some differences, key differences between the new V2 and the old version of this scope. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so here we have the new Agm Rattler V2. So they've made quite a few differences on this scope from the last one, and if you guys have noticed, they kept the MSRP the exact same. So they give you a ton more features, but did not raise that price point at all, which is awesome to see from them. So this is the box you're going to get. It's a lot larger than the old box. It's not a magnetic open style box like the old one. On the side you're going to have what model you got. I ended up going with the 25 to 256 resolution. I didn't go with one of the bigger models myself. So really nice box, and we will open it up. Alright, so when you initially open it up, you have a really nice carry case. Okay, so we'll pull that out. Also in the box, you're going to pull this little thing out. Right in here you're going to have a battery charger. Okay, this is the battery charger for their new proprietary batteries. Alright. Alright, so when you open up the carry case, you're going to see that there's two compartments. You have the compartment with the actual scope and accessories, and you have a little zip up compartment here. So we'll start up here. First off, you're going to have your quality statement, your warranty stuff, do not return to whatever. Then you have your manual. You're also going to have a sling for some reason. I have no idea what this would be used for, what I would use it for. If you guys know a good use for it, put it down in the comments, but it's probably not something I'm going to be using. Also have the American Defense mount. So this scope does not come with the mount installed. You do have to install it yourself. These are going to be your screws and your Allen wrench for the screws itself. This liquid right here, guys, I've tried to figure out what it is. I cannot for the life of me figure out what that would be used for, or what it is. I initially thought it was maybe some type of Loctite. I've never seen a fluorescent style Loctite like that. So if this is something that is specifically for thermal scopes or something, you guys know what it is, let me know down in the comments. Pretty interested to know what that is. And yeah, these American Defense mounts are awesome. It's really good to see that AGM stuck with this for the new V2. That they probably could have cut a lot of money going to a cheaper style mount, but it's good to see that they stuck with that. So getting into here, you will notice that this comes with 2 of the new proprietary batteries. So that's awesome to see. You know, a lot of companies, what they'll do is they'll give you one with your product, and then you end up having to go to their specific website to get another one, and they charge an arm and a leg. Well, AGM sends two of these. These have up to an 11.5 hour battery life, depending on how you have the scope set up for you, how much you're recording, I'm sure, stuff like that. But I believe they advertise between a 9 and 11.5 hour battery life between those. So you should be able to, you know, hunt all night and no problem with that. You could take these two batteries with you and have a pretty good weekend and not have to worry about charging them or anything. It does come with a power cord, so it's nice to see that they did a 90-degree angle on that power cord. It's type C. Of course, you have your lens cloth. You have two different style plug-ins. I'm not sure what kind of plug-in that is. I'm sure it's for another country or something. But they did give you a wall adapter, which is awesome. A lot of companies, that's another thing, that they expect you to have your own wall adapters. So, and then we have, go ahead and do it this way. Then we have the scope itself. So one thing you'll notice if you're familiar with the previous version of the Rattler is this body is going to be a little bit longer. I believe overall length is roughly about an inch or so, inch and a half bigger than the previous model. Personally, AGM doesn't really go into it a lot of why. Personally, I do believe that it is because their new proprietary battery. If you can see, that takes up a lot of space in there. If I had to guess, that's probably the majority of why the scope is bigger than it was before. So I'm gonna grab one of these batteries and show you this. So all you do is make sure you have the battery oriented correctly. Push it in. Go till it clicks. There's a little red tab in the corner here that locks it in. And then this door is a little bit stiff to close, but they do advertise that you do not have to twist this to close it. So when you close it, you just push it shut like that and you're good to go. And then to open it, it's just a quarter turn and it pops open there. So that's really cool to see that they found a way that, you know, if you're in the dark and need to switch out batteries, it's real quick, real simple. You'll notice right here they have a Type C plug-in. So this can be used, I believe, for transferring your videos and images. It can be used for charging this battery, and it can also be used for an external battery pack. If this 11 or so hours isn't good enough for you and you want to run an external battery pack, then you can do that with that right there. So moving over, we'll see that the your focus knob, they listened to a lot of your guys' concerns and they ended up making this have ridges on it. I quote unquote throw lever, I guess you could. It has 3 of them. So I've messed with it a little bit so far. I really like it. It's smooth. It's not too stiff, but it's not loose by any means, and you can get a really good grip on those levers right there. Another thing that they upgraded is this cap. So what you do is you just push that in, it flips open the cap. Before, on the old version, the caps were not spring loaded. So you actually had to physically grab here, twist over to where you wanted it to be. With this, you can just flip it right open. If that cap does rotate, you can without adjusting. That will not adjust your focus or anything. You can rotate this to whatever orientation you want. Of course, they have a nice rubber eyepiece on here, and as you guys will see, the button layout on this model is a little bit different. From what I hear, I believe this is a lot more simpler layout. They simplified the menu on the inside quite a bit, and so we'll go over these buttons. So you have your power button. If you're running the scope and you hold this down, it's going to give you a countdown in the screen, and then it will shut the scope down completely. If you're running the scope and you just click it, it's going to do a standby mode. So what it will do is it will temporarily power off the screen, but it won't have that reboot time for kicking it back on. So then it's just one quick press, boom, you're back up and going. No reboot time, right back to where you were. You have your camera button. Camera button is going to be a quick press, is capture image. I believe it's a 3-second hold, 2 or 3 second hold, and it will start recording video. One big upgrade for this model as well, they listened to your guys' concerns, and they actually made it to where this scope not only records videos and takes pictures, but it also records audio. That was probably one of my biggest factors that deterred me away from buying the original model of this scope. So it's awesome to see that. Over on your right side, you're going to have your mode button. This is going to cycle through your white hot, black hot, fusion, and red hot, which is what they offer for this scope here. And then they also have your menu button. A quick press of your menu button is going to bring up 2 different options. It's going to bring up your brightness level, and it's going to bring up your, I believe, forget what it is right now, focus. We'll go over that whenever we get into the scope. If you long press this button, it is going to bring up your actual main menu, which you can go into your different reticle options. You can go into your sighting in menus. You can go into all that stuff. We'll go over that whenever we take this out and kind of show you guys some of the features inside the scope. Then you have your digital zoom. This digital zoom here can, obviously, you press once, zooms in, press once, zooms in, whatever. If you hold this, that's going to bring up your picture-in-picture feature. And then after you press this, you're actually only zooming in on the picture inside the picture. So that's really cool for those fast follow-up shots, you know, on coyotes or hogs or whatever you guys are going to be using this for. So another thing that is going to be new for the Agm Rattler V2 is going to be the thermal detector. So before, they had a 17 micron thermal detector in the original version. On the new V2, they have a 12 micron. A lot of people look at that and they say, oh, well, 17 is better than 12. Well, no. When it comes to this thermal detector, the 12 micron is going to actually be a better resolution than your 17 micron. You can see some of the features here. Yep, 9 to 11.5 hour battery life, waterproof and shockproof, Wi-Fi data transfer. So I have actually messed with the Wi-Fi data transfer. I know on the previous model, let me look here. Yeah, on the previous model, most people were using the T-Vision app. I could not get it to work with the T-Vision app, so I did have to use the AGM Connect app for the new V2. And I can go ahead and do a video for you guys on how to transfer your images and videos using that AGM Connect app. If that's something you guys are interested in, shoot a comment down below, and I'll get a video shot on that. So yeah, here again we have everything that's in the box itself. So we'll go over it one more time. So you have your paperwork here. You have your mount, your mounting hardware. You have a sling for some reason. You have your power cord and your proprietary battery charger. You have your lens cloth, which appears to be pretty big. It's all folded up in there. Big old lens cloth. And then you also, in the box, are going to have your power adapters for your wall plug-in. So there it is. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions or any recommendations for future videos, let me know. Thanks if you stuck around this long. Like, follow, subscribe, whatever you got to do if your heart desires. God bless you guys. Have a good one.